are you surprised by these numbers? How many people still believe that President Biden, is not the president legitimately? And how many say they don't want President Trump to run again, and they're less likely to be influenced by his endorsement? What does that tell you?
Well, I think certainly the numbers, about the legitimacy of the election are deeply concerning. And I think speak to the number of folks that we have in elected office, or folks like my opponent who's running for elected office, who continue to propagate the big lie and question the legitimacy of the presidential election, which repeatedly over and over has been found to be correct. Even our own Republican Secretary of State has spoken out against those assertions. I think that's very dangerous for our democracy to continue, like my opponent has done on some pretty far right media outlets, to speak as if that is in question when it absolutely is not in question.
What about the number of people who say they really do not want the president, Trump, to run again? And more of them said they weren't influenced by his endorsement. Some people find that surprising because that was the reason they said Mike Carey won the primary.
Well, I think it is certainly interesting, and I think speaks to the debate that within the Republican Party that they're having amongst themselves about the influence of President Trump and whether or not he is truly the future of that party. Let's not forget that 2/3 of Republican voters in that primary voted against Mike Carey, my opponent. I think it will remain to be seen again in how much the Trump endorsement influences turnout when he is not on the ballot, and certainly influences the candidates that he supports, which there's been question about that even in other states.